Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Today is Friday, and it has been a great week. It's been an interesting week. Right now, I've got some kids playing basketball. It's pretty late in the evening next door, and we already know I love hoops. So, listening to them play and have fun in the dark is absolutely a joy of mine. So I didn't change rooms. I decided I'm going to stay right here so that they can make me smile as I listen to them yell, "No, you missed it. No, I got it. No, this defense." Like they're going after each other and they're playful. And it reminds me to sometimes you just got to be a kid. And I love playing. I don't do enough of it. So I just wanted to start us off this evening with that. If you are new to my channel, my name is Karen Mayfield Felton, and I talk about a variety of topics nightly. And I'm not sure if this one is going to resonate with you, but it definitely is one that is coming back to me on a weekly basis. And whether you are a professional, by professional, I just mean you've got a chosen career, you work 9 to 5. Some people are like, well, I'm not a professional because I don't have, a career. Look, if you have responsibilities and someone's counting on you and there's a paycheck at the end of it, you're a professional in my book. So I'm coming from that lens. I'm also coming from the lens of entrepreneurship. I have a LLC called Feet Planted LLC that I've referred to a couple of times during my recording of this YouTube on my personal channel, which is intentional to move it because I want to create some kind of separation of church and state, so to speak. I'm coming from that vantage point. So the entrepreneur in me that is providing services and is networked and is niching down, um, trying to understand what I offer, what I can offer, and what is needed. More importantly, always understand the requirements. As a good engineer, you got to understand what the requirements are. From a professional lens, we are somewhere day to day with other humans. And so being with people, different personalities, different demands, regardless of what you do, we face them. And today's topic is humility. Learning how to engage, learning how to learn and be humble while you are learning. It is a challenge for some because, to be honest, I don't think we really know what true humility is. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Okay. I'm not coming for you. I believe that humility is not just being in the background, it is allowing others to go first, not needing, desiring, craving, expecting recognition for your talent, your work, and things that you do. It will come. Humility understands that you may not always get a thank you at the other end of what you do. Now, this isn't being there's a difference between being disrespected and humility. There are a lot of things that we do where people acknowledge it. There's sometimes, you know, people can take it for granted, and humility is what allows you to not flex on people. That's an example. For me, humility is acknowledging when I don't have answers, I'm not understanding concepts, and I have to invest more time in learning, and I'm in receive mode. And it is easier for me in certain circumstances in the professional and entrepreneur realm to just do it, to just set forth and do it and then proceed. I say proceed with imperfect action because when I first started in my entrepreneur journey, I heard that phrase a lot and I do embrace it. There are days though, like today, where I had to have something explained to me multiple times. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully get it. And it's a situation where it is out of my competency, meaning it's not something that I could have gone to school for. It is something, a concept that you pick up on the job. I call it OJT. You have an experience in it and you're learning. Without going into a whole lot of detail, I had a day where it seemed to me that at every turn, I was in the process of having something explained to me that I really needed to grasp. And I'm very quick to say, right, I got it. I will acknowledge as I'm processing. And there are some times when I just don't got it. What do we do? Humility says, can you explain that again? I understood up until this point, but when you got here, you lost me. Humility says, maybe not to the person, but to yourself, I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with people that are different, and I'm having to balance the style between people. However, I still need to get to the outcome. And it's taking me longer because the adjustment for me in this moment is taking longer. It is not easy in the world that I live in at times to grasp certain things that I don't already know or I haven't had a conversation in. There are a lot of moving parts. And when I find myself in those situations, humility is what I can hold on to. One, I am well, let me just actually get to my processing and how I have excuse me. I'm gonna drink this tea because my throat hasn't been my friend today. So pardon me. Where was I? One of the tips that I want to share, and I do have them written down by the way, but I kind of want to tee it up for the volley and then the set spike at the end. When we are in a position where we know that we are learning, we are not the expert, we are not going to drive it in the hole. We are looking for the ball, trying to figure out how to best dribble defense and offense. Love my basketball analogies here. And we're passing. And then sometimes the ball gets passed back to us. It's like, pass it to you. And when I do that mentally, in the past, I've not handled it well. All right, y'all. Gastro. Love my gastro system. I have not always handled it well. I have been frustrated with myself. Like, Karen, you should know this. It has, in some cases, led me to visually give cues that I understand, only to walk away and realize that I don't. Sometimes I know I don't, and sometimes I don't know till I've walked away. And the back and forth when you have something to do can be very humbling when you believe and have built a reputation or you're in a place where people are expecting you to know this. Because in a different environment, well, this person knew this, why don't you? You can easily feel less than from a professional lens. From an entrepreneurial lens, there's so much that we are learning about ourselves, learning about technology, learning how to put ourselves out there, learning how to be firm in our prices if you are charging fees for your service, learning how to ask for the opportunity, learning how to say no to giving your intellectual property, your hard work for free. There's a lot of learning that takes place in what we do. And so, regardless of which camp you fall in, humility is to me the currency of the day. And today I learned that I don't have the luxury of time to share with the individuals in my professional realm that this is not a concept that is sticking to me. I think they know. And my default is I'm going to listen. And where I have questions, I'm going to ask. If there's not time with you to get answers, then I'm going to start seeking people that can provide me the context I need so I can move forward with the action. And if I'm not careful, I will leap without looking. I will go off into the deep and not explore and ask more questions to have that depth, because questions will find you uncovered. Let someone drill just three questions deeper than what you have learned and ascertained, and then we get the porky pigs, or we're embarrassed, or we deflect. There's a lot of different ways that we can hide the fact that, yeah, I don't know, and I'm going to have to talk to someone to find out. At the root of it, we all want to be valuable. And in this day and age, what you know is valuable. How you use what you've learned is valuable. And humility puts less of the priority and the attention on what you know and more how you go about gaining the knowledge. There's a lot of people out there that can run circles around me in a variety of areas. And yet, my God still puts me in places where he sees fit to use me, because it's not the skill that, and I found this out over time. I obviously don't know God's plan up front until it's revealed to me. In examples and in places, he put me there to prepare me to either struggle, to learn, to embrace the not knowing, so that I can have the muscle memory and the humility to recognize, one, I can't do this alone. It takes other people. And humility is literally the passage that we have to take in order to get to the other side. I don't want to ramble, but I've listed several different scenarios all at one time. And really what I'm trying to say is, no matter what situation you're in, whether you think you know, whether you find out you don't know, whether you're struggling, whether you are prideful because you think that maybe you've aged out of this topic and other people can run circles around you. Humility is what brings us back to center. And I had to evoke humility today, almost in a way that if you didn't know me, you would perceive that, oh, she just doesn't care. And it's not that I don't care, it's if I don't just acknowledge and arrest it and say, Karen, this is not your strength. Listen, Karen, you're going to need to act on this now and then go back later and start dissecting it on your own time, so that the next time this happens, you will have more equity, more information, so that you can contribute just more fully, or fully, not more fully, but fully. And that's the lesson that I learned today. The last concept is gratefulness. I don't know if you can see. Yes, there he is. Yay! My tattoo that I got in 2025 with my special. And grateful, being grateful for what you do know and what you can contribute allows us to be thankful. And that is a blessing. So, what I've talked about is humility being the vehicle for the spaces and the times where we don't know, and we're learning and we're striving and sometimes we're frustrated. I'm going to encourage you to be very kind to yourself and to speak truth to that person, that situation, and say, I need more time to digest this. And sometimes, depending on what the impact is, maybe I don't need to be point on this. Maybe somebody else does, but I would love to ride along, support in any way I can, and learn as I go because there's some gaps here. Like, man, to be able to say that takes a level of humility and honesty, and you're not taking anything away from you. You're acknowledging that there's a gap. I think that that's important, no matter what field you're in, whether you have a business, whether you're yeah, on a 9 to 5, regardless. Humility is something that's on every panel discussion. What are the top 3 things leaders need to have? And it's biblical. We are supposed to have humility. It is a virtue. And sometimes our human nature goes right against it. We want to be right, we want to be seen, we want to be known, we want to add value and contribute. But sometimes we got to take a step back and say, maybe this isn't the time. And humility allows you to get there quicker. It allows you to be humble enough. Excuse me. Humility allows you to be honest with yourself, to go seek help, to still put yourself out there, but in a way where you understand that you're learning and you actually are kinder to yourself. And on the flip side of that, man, when you are the sharpest tack in the room and you know a subject, an item, or a technology, or any information, when you know it cold, backwards, and forwards, and then someone else comes and you can see the struggle in their eyes and you can see that they aren't quite getting it, you will have grace. The goal and hope is that you'll have grace for that person to either help them get to where you are, get close to where you are, or just, privately give them a head nod and said, hey, I think that you're doing a great job, but this is going to take some time to learn. Like when people tell us and meet us where we are, it is such a beautiful thing. It takes the, whew, it takes this, it takes the pressure off and it allows us to come up to speed. And I think in a lot of the places that we are in, and I don't care whether it's church, whether it's your family, when we don't give people space and grace to get there, when there's a lack of humility, you will see people rush and run into walls. They will hit a wall. They will be unkind. They will be angry because there's an emotion there that just doesn't compute with I failed. It doesn't compute with I've made a mistake. It doesn't compute with I don't know this. And there's an expectation, and we can be so hard on ourselves. And I just want to help someone out there today that if you are in that situation and you don't have the knowledge and you want the knowledge, give yourself time, go get it. Set aside time to pour into yourself. I'm a Googler, and sometimes there are books, which is why I love my background right now because I love books. There are information in books. There's people that can help you. Again, humility just allows you to put yourself out there that much further to get what you need so that you can work and thrive in your gifting, that you can not just contribute, but you can come alongside other people and help them with their vision, collaborate, all of the right words and things that allow us and our diversity to be innovative as humans, as people, regardless of the business that we're in. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. I appreciate you for listening. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And again, put some ideas and thoughts in the comments so that we can learn along this journey together. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye.